Hi, I'm Dave Pinkerton with Advanced Services Heating and Cooling, your local heating and cooling expert. If you want quality service, quality installation, give Advanced Services a call, 740-773-4499.
The Ross County Emergency Management Agency, headed by Director Paul Minnie, held a full-scale exercise at 4 area locations. The Emergency Operations Center inside the Ross County Service Center served as the main hub of communications. The Red Cross Disaster Services sheltered inside the American Red Cross Chapter House, with the Adena Regional Medical Center receiving transport of potential victims. The accident scene was staged on the campus of the Chillicothe VA. The situation? Contents from a tanker truck leaking a mist creating eye irritation. Students from St. Trace played the part of victims affected by the accident. EMA representatives from Fayette, Jackson, Ross, and Fenton counties evaluated each stage of preparation by the first responders. The training exercise included members from the fire departments of the city of Chillicothe, the VA, and some Ross County Township members. Chillicothe and VA fire departments regularly handle hazmat response for the region. Chillicothe Fire Chief Aaron Knotts served as incident commander.
Training is always important. If you don't train, when this happens real world, bad things can happen. So that's why we train, so we can keep up on real world stuff. Chillicothe gets involved as we are a big part of the local LEPC. Anyway, that has to deal with hazmat, and we are, between us and the VA here, we are the hazmat team for Ross County. So if there's going to be any kind of hazmat incident, it's our two entities, we will be the ones that are involved.
People take for granted. They don't realize how much time it takes to prepare to get into one of these hazmat suits.
Yes, hazmat, it's totally different than any other incident that we would normally do. If someone's hurt, sick, house fire, it's as fast as we can get there, as fast as they can get help. With hazmat, it's not that. It's truly a sit back, wait, evaluate, because if not, you're just going to add more victims. We rush in there. Now that toxic chemical is on us. Now instead of having 2 victims, you got 4 victims. So it truly does. Hazmat is that way. Hazmat takes time, a lot of resources, a lot of tools. So it's a slow process.
I noticed taking vitals and everything before they get suited up. That, I assume, is to, perchance something happens down here, you know what affected them or impacted them.
Correct. You take the vitals also, just to make sure, if someone goes in there and before they even start working, if their blood pressure is already skyrocketed or their pulse rate, or whether they're having issues, then they shouldn't go do what they're going to do. Putting them in an air pack and then encapsulating them in a suit, just going to add the stress to that. So we try to make sure that they're within normal limits for everything, that, they're able to do that job and not become a victim themselves in a suit.
I have no idea how much the temperature gets in those things, but it's got to be an incubator.
It is. It's very, because again, it's total encapsulating. So obviously, if your body heat's 98 degrees, the thing that's coming off of you is 98 degrees, and there's nowhere for that to go. So all the sweat, the condensation, it just builds up. It gets extremely hot in there. The sun's going through there. It's like a greenhouse effect. So the sun, it puts more heat in there. So yes, it's very hot. 15 to 20 minutes and something like that, let alone the 30 to 40 pounds of equipment you have on top of you. It's very a lot of exertion.
And everyone's evaluated in what's going on here today, and it's not really a grading per se, but how did you feel your people were prepared?
I think we were prepared very well. We do a lot of training, we do a lot of stuff, but as what this is made for, we did some things wrong, we did some things right, and it's a learning. That's why you train. We learn from it, we get better from it, and so and we move on. So when something does happen, we're like, oh yeah, remember we've done this because we've learned from the exercise.
The area EMA periodically performs such exercises to help first responders be prepared for real-world emergencies. I'm Dan Ramey, Litter Media.